Yeah, I really appreciate the spot for Sema, but so crazy enough, I just got 2 offers to take my truck to Sema 2022, which is crazy to me because this is my first time ever any kind of Sema offer or Sema spot for my vehicle. Probably gonna be guys out there that probably don't think this is a big deal for me because I make YouTube videos and I've gone to Sema several times. This is like the first time ever that somebody asked me to bring my truck for their booth at Sema. And I mean, to me, that's been a long dream of mine. I feel like a lot of us have a goal of 1, attending Sema, and 2, possibly take your vehicle there and showcasing it. I finally got that opportunity, but I'm here to tell you guys that I had to decline both of those offers. One of the offers I did accept at first, and I had to call them back a week later and give up that spot. And I'm gonna explain to you guys why that happened and my thought process of the whole thing. At first I said yes because in my opinion my truck is obviously done, aside from doing some paint correction, because I do have some scratches, especially from when I went to Texas. We went through a tree branch or something where it just scratched the crap out of the side of my truck. I mean, it starts from like up here, and it's a thin line, which I don't know if the camera's gonna be able to pick it up, but it's right there, and I'm sure it'll buff out. But my truck does have ceramic coating, so if I buff that out, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to recoat it. So I just really haven't had the time to do it. But if I was gonna take it to Sema, I was gonna redo that. And also the Hostile logo had to go. And if you guys can guess those 2 companies, let me know in the comments below before I tell you guys here in a second. So you guys have about 15 seconds to just comment below which 2 companies you think offered me the spots for Sema. I'm sure you guys can guess it. All right, so the first company was actually McGaughy's. The offer came at a rather unique time, because I was looking through my archives and I happened to come across Sema 2019 when I went there for the first time, and that's when the 2020 Duramax had first released. McGaughy's had a 2020 at their booth running their 7 to 9 inch lift. As I was walking by it, I made a story on Instagram pretty much saying that one day it would be my dream to have a 2020 Duramax on a 9 inch McGaughy's lift. 500,000 likes, I'll do a 2020 with 7 to 9 McGaughy's lift kit. Do it. 500,000 likes. And then fast forward 2 years later, I ended up achieving that dream. So I reposted that on Instagram, and McGaughy's DM'd me and said, hey, how about you bring your truck to Sema this year? You know, we actually do have a spot. We're looking for black vehicles running McGaughy's lift kit. So I was like, you know what? That sounds amazing. Let me consider it. I thought about it for a couple days, and I came back and I said, you know what? I'll take that spot. So yeah, I would have had to remove the Hostile logo and put a big McGaughy's logo on the side, which I don't mind that at all because I think McGaughy's logo would have looked pretty sick as well. Here is why I had to decline both. Oh, well, the second company is actually Renegade Products. They actually called me about 2 weeks after McGaughy's, and I also had to decline that spot as well. And here's why I had to decline it. So after accepting the spot for McGaughy's, I started doing some research for transportation, because that's really all I needed to figure out. I'm in Georgia, so I'm super far on the east coast side of the country, and as you guys know, Vegas, that's where Sema is, it's all the way over by the west coast. Matt, Stan, and I, we drove to Sema last year. Matt, Devin, and I had just gone to Utah about 2 weeks ago, and that's a long ride. It's about 2,200 miles one way and 2,200 miles back. As I was looking at transportation cost, the cheapest is like $2 per mile, right? And then we're looking at about 4,400 bucks one way and 4,400 bucks coming back. So that's about $9 grand. And contrary to popular belief, a lot of people think just because you make YouTube videos that you make tons and tons of money. And that can be the case. If you do get a lot of views, that's definitely the case. But I'm still a relatively small YouTube channel, so I don't get millions of dollars like these big YouTubers are making. So I started doing some cost analysis. $9,000. The more and more I thought about it, I did not even really want to spend $9,000 to take my truck there. And another big reason is I'm taking a couple of my family members this year. For me, I wanted SEMA 22 to be about me spending time with my family, showing them my passion. And I didn't want to be stressing out taking my vehicle there and not being able to pay attention to my family members because I'm so focused on getting my truck set up and blah, blah, blah. The more and more I thought about it, it was such a short notice. I only have about a month to get ready for it. And finding a transporter was the hardest part. $9,000 seemed like a lot of money. And here's something that I'm gonna reveal to you guys that I was gonna wait, but I think this is the perfect time. I am gonna be doing another truck here soon. That $9,000 that I would have spent transporting my truck there and back, it would be a solid down payment for the next build that we're doing here for the channel. I could invest that $9,000 and buy all new wheels, tires, lift, turbo, injectors, blah, blah, blah on this new truck and make tons and tons of content for you guys. And I feel like that you guys would enjoy more than me documenting, loading up the truck on the trailer, sending it there, making a little bit of content around that at SEMA. Because there's tons and tons of content at SEMA. I have so many interviews set up already that I'm not worried about not having enough content. So I just felt like the money would be better invested on a new vehicle. I feel like that's something you guys would enjoy more. So that's why I've kind of come to the conclusion that I didn't want to take it. And also I do have a wedding coming up here this next year, 2023, but you know, I gotta put some money aside for that as well. So yeah, I sat down and, you know, started thinking about it, and this year is not the year. Had I known since the beginning of the year possibly that I was taking this truck, then I could have saved up for it, but it was such a short notice. That is why I declined it. And also, even though that truck is built and I said all I need to do is minor modifications, I've always dreamed of taking my truck to SEMA one day. And in my mind, having a build like that was not how I wanted to take it. Nothing's wrong with that truck, but I've always thought I would want to build something a little bit more extra, powder coat a little bit more components, paint match a little bit more components, do a little bit more customization on the vehicle and take it. That's how I've always visioned it. But SEMA is a trade show, so it is not open to public. Only the qualified applicants can go. Everything outdoors is open to public, and SEMA Ignited is also available for public as well. But to go inside, you have to be a member of SEMA or have a pass through a vendor. In short, it's a trade show where manufacturers are able to showcase their products and most of the times to release their new and upcoming product. It benefits a lot of the people in the industry, a lot of the business owners such as Mondo from Elite Innovations can really benefit from going to SEMA because then he can check out what's new in the industry or what's coming up or what's coming out for the next calendar year. For me, taking my truck the way it is and having it at the McGaughy's booth honestly would have been perfect because my truck's not too overdone. I don't have a lot of aftermarket parts. I don't have like an aftermarket bumper, grill, or anything like that. So it really showcases the lift. And that's usually the main objective of having a booth vehicle. It's to showcase your product on that vehicle. There are a lot of stock vehicles at SEMA as well, such as if you were to go to Truck Heroes section where they showcase, let's say, bed covers. You don't want to have a big jacked up lifted truck showcasing the bed cover because one, no one's going to see it. And two, when you go to demo that bed cover, it's going to be kind of pain in the butt to showcase that bed cover. And three, because you're showcasing the bed cover, you don't want a vehicle that's going to take away from that product. So you want something that's simple. So if you go over there, there's tons and tons of stock vehicles. And yeah, those are SEMA trucks. That's a SEMA build. Like I joke around saying, oh, that's a SEMA build. That's a SEMA truck right there because it's a truck and it's at SEMA. Now, why do they have all these overdone vehicles at SEMA if I just explained to you guys that most of the times you want it to be simple and to showcase certain products? It depends on the objective. Overdone vehicles, it's usually a builder to showcase his skills and company. If he owns a vehicle outfitter or a paint shop, they want to build something that's so extreme that can really showcase their talent and also to bring attraction and exposure. So the more people can see how good your workmanship is on building a certain vehicle, then that's more credibility that you're building, and that's more exposure. So in the future, you're gonna have more companies wanting to work with you, or you're gonna gain more clients. That would be an example of why you would want to build something overdone. And I would say a good example is, for me, Diesel Brothers made a couple of episodes of them taking their 6x6 or the 6-door vehicles. They built that and took it to SEMA, and that was to showcase that they can build something unique and cool. So one, they're hoping to gain exposure, and two, maybe they were looking to get future partnerships. Companies are now seeing that they can build something cool. Or three, they're trying to get more clients, saying, hey, if you need something like that, we're the guys that you can come to and we can build something for you. So there are benefits to building something crazy like that. SEMA has a lot of benefits and a lot of different needs for different people. Yeah, so that was like a little cliff notes of SEMA. If you guys didn't really know a lot of insight behind it, there's a lot more to it, but stay tuned, because once again, we're going to be going to SEMA here in less than a month. Actually, there's going to be tons and tons of content for you guys. And also, I want to dedicate some episodes where I interview companies. Let me know in the comments below if there are any companies that you guys would be interested in. I can do like a one-on-one interview. And also with those companies, I want to see what kind of questions you would have. So stay tuned on Instagram and on the community page of YouTube, because I will be posting companies that I will be interviewing, and I want you guys to post what kind of questions you have for those companies, so that way I can ask them. So yeah, I'm not able to take my truck to SEMA, which I was a little disappointed at first, I'm not gonna lie. It's always been a dream of mine to take my truck to SEMA. I'm 28 years old. For me to achieve that dream at 28 years old, I felt like that would have been a really good accomplishment, but there's a time and place for everything. I just know that right now is not my time to take a vehicle there. We're gonna build something even cooler to take to SEMA. Hopefully we can take it next year or the year after that. Yeah, so stay tuned, guys. I know we're gonna have tons and tons of SEMA content. And now that I just exposed my next step for this channel, I'm sure you guys are pretty excited. So let me know in the comments below if you guys have any idea what it's gonna be. I'm pretty stoked to be able to start building that truck. I already have a couple vehicles lined up. Go look at. Awesome. And don't forget, we are building the LLY as well. Stay tuned to figure out what's happening to the LLY and what's happening to that build. We are so close to hitting 100,000 subscribers. We're less than 6,000 subscribers away from hitting that goal. And you guys know that's when I'm gonna launch the giveaway for the LLY. So don't miss out. Hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified. And as always, thank you guys so much for everything. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.